So get this. What if a forgotten piece of technology, like something really old, held the key to a national crisis? It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But it's a real story about how simple curiosity can lead to something absolutely extraordinary. Today, we're breaking down the incredible tale of the coder who reset the countdown.
I know, it sounds pretty unlikely, doesn't it? In our world of cloud computing and AI everywhere, you'd think the biggest national secrets would be locked away in the most advanced, high-tech systems you can imagine. But as this story is about to show us, sometimes the biggest secrets are hiding in the most unexpected places.
All right, let's set the scene. We're in Colorado. The year is 2025. It's a world just buzzing with the latest tech. But our story? Well, it doesn't start in some gleaming Silicon Valley lab. Nope. It starts with a discovery in a place you'd least expect, on a machine that most people would have just written off as junk.
So who's at the center of all this? Meet Evan. He's 16 years old. He's not some famous inventor, not a kid from a wealthy family. What makes him special isn't his status. It's something way more powerful, an intense curiosity. And this knack for understanding how technology really works, both the old stuff and the new.
So, one afternoon, Evan's just tinkering with an old-school computer. You know the type, the kind you'd find in a dusty storage room. And that's when he finds it. Something that is so out of place. A single, hidden folder, almost like a digital ghost, just sitting there. And its name? Project Dawn.
Of course, he opens it. And what's inside? Not old essays or games, no way. We're talking complex weather schematics, long strings of what looks like serious proprietary code, and this. A live countdown timer ticking down relentlessly from exactly 48 hours. Bam! The stakes are immediately sky high, even if he has no idea what's going on yet.
His first thought is that it's gotta be a prank, right? Some elaborate game. But his best friend, Maya, she sees it differently. And her reaction is so important here. It confirms Evan's gut feeling that this is something really serious. I mean, why would a file this complex be hidden on an old, forgotten machine?
So they decide to do the right thing and tell a teacher. But listen to this. The second the words Project Dawn leave Evan's mouth, everything changes. The whole vibe in the room just shifts. The air goes still. And then, suddenly, two government officials are just there. The secret is out, and it's way bigger than they could have imagined.
And just like that, their normal teenage life is over. Evan and Maya get pulled right out of their classroom and are plunged directly into a top-secret operation. So the big question is, what exactly is Project Dawn?
I mean, can you imagine how scared they must be getting whisked away by government agents? But then, one of the officials says something that changes absolutely everything. They aren't in trouble. In fact, they might be the only ones who can help, all because Evan was curious enough to mess around with some old, forgotten tech.
Okay, so what is Project Dawn? It's not a weapon, it's actually a shield. It's this brand new, super powerful, continent-wide weather defense system. The whole idea is to protect the United States from these massive, catastrophic storms before they even have a chance to make landfall. Think of it like a giant technological umbrella for the whole country.
But here's the problem. And it's a huge one. The system was designed to protect people, but a glitch is causing it to activate way too early, which could have totally devastating consequences. And here's the real kicker. While the system itself is super modern, its original control files, the core commands, are trapped in legacy code on obsolete hardware, the exact kind of computer Evan just found.
So, the problem is clear, the stakes are massive, and that clock is still ticking. That 48-hour countdown Evan found, it's very, very real. It's basically a deadline to stop a national disaster. The race against time has officially begun.
And this timeline just shows you the incredible pressure they were under. At the 48-hour mark, they're just arriving at this secret research facility. Fast forward 24 hours, and you've got Evan, a 16-year-old, sitting shoulder to shoulder with top engineers, deep inside a secret facility, trying to figure out this ancient code that nobody else can. And it all comes down to the wire, with the key command being located in the final heart-pounding minute.
And this is it. This is the climax. Everything has been leading to this one moment. You've got a secret facility, a ticking clock, and the fate of an entire nation resting on a single keystroke from a 16-year-old kid.
And to be clear, this was way more than just finding a file and clicking stop. No. Evan had to basically reverse engineer the system's timing logic from that old code, then find the one specific command needed for a clean reset, and finally execute it at the absolute perfect moment. One tiny mistake, and it is all over.
Can you just imagine that moment? The scientists and engineers are just holding their breath. Maya's right there beside him. The weight of an entire nation is on his shoulders. He takes a deep breath and he presses the key.
One keystroke, and everything changes. Let's look at what happened next and what it all really truly means.
The first sound is just silence, as the timer on the main screen just vanishes. Then the whole control room just erupts in cheers. And Maya's exclamation says it all, right? The massive relief and the success of that one moment. The immediate threat is gone.
But what I really love is Evan's response. It's so simple, so humble. I just followed the clues. He doesn't see himself as a hero. He just sees himself as someone who followed his curiosity all the way to its logical and, in this case, critical conclusion. But the impact was anything but simple. Yeah, the immediate danger was stopped. The country was safe. But more than that, Evan's story became this huge national inspiration. He even got a personal letter from the president, not for being a genius, but for being brave enough to be curious. And this really gets to the core message of the whole thing. It wasn't Evan's money or his connections that saved the day. It was his unique perspective, his courage, and his curiosity. This story is just a powerful reminder that you don't have to be a superhero to change the world. Sometimes all it takes is looking where no one else even thought to look.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. We all have things we're curious about, right? Little puzzles we want to solve in our own worlds. What if one of those seemingly small interests is the key to your own extraordinary moment?